morning, family. Good morning, this wonderful 14th of December. So glad that we are here together today. WISERians. Kingsley May, you are here. I'm seeing your name for the first time today, I think. I've not seen your name before this year. My Kingsley. Blessing Daniel, Eze Philip, Bidemishi to Mrs. Inspire, Emmanuel Eze, almost always the first to log in, I think. Is that your Emmanuel? No, it's Emmanuel Livinus, I think, that is almost always the first to log in. But today it was Udoka Ezelma who spoke up first. Stephanie Williams, Life Issues with Chiribi Obasi. Nancy Dehan, so good to see you. Donna, I gave your number to someone yesterday. She should call you today. Lacey, Love Akman, Ekene Obika, Michael Corrier, Rosalina Nalaja, Yin Layeva. Good to see us all this blessed, wonderful day. A day to celebrate God's goodness, a day to be grateful for life, a day to look forward to a brighter future because we are creating the future of our desire. Zita, good morning. Justice Asue, thank you so much for all you do. Oluto Mishodikwa, Ogechi to go. Good morning. Everyone, please just take a moment to appreciate some members of my team who make my life easy. Justice Asue is responsible for every graphic design you have seen around Joyce Daniels in exactly 2 years. So you see this design on WISER, right? You're looking at right now on the screen, or you see a flyer. Thank you, flyer. You see the nuggets, all those works. Any flyer that you see my face on, that is Justice Asue. Please say thank you to him for me. Nancy Dehe is my personal and executive assistant. She is absolutely phenomenal. I've told you all about her. This morning alone, we're out together. She has made sure everything is in place for me. I have my tea here. Nancy is so on point. She's speaking on my behalf. She's ensuring that I'm well cared for, well taken care of. Do you know she has already gone to ensure that we have breakfast this morning before we leave and all of that? She has packed everything. As after WISER now, we are set to hit the road. Nancy is amazing. Mechanic, are you here? The mechanic is responsible for everything you see on Twitter, on LinkedIn, and sometimes, in fact, many times, those short skits, those short videos you see on Instagram or stories or WhatsApp, they're those short videos that will be created. That's mechanic. Marvy, are you here this morning? Marvy is responsible for everything you see on Facebook and Instagram and more. Some of the writings for, what do you call them? Copywriting for some landing pages, some of the write-ups you see after the program. That's Marvy. Shegun, I haven't seen Shegun's name here in a few days, but I know Shegun might just be there saying, "Ma, I'm watching, I'm coming. Shegun is responsible for all the videos that you see, every photo, video, not all the photos, but most of the photos and videos, all the videos that you see on my YouTube channel that are not live videos, those are Shegun's responsibility, and he has been amazing. I will still mention Franklin. Franklin is responsible for almost all the photos you see. We've done all our photo shoots together in the last 3 to 4, maybe even since 2016. Besides one photo shoot, I remember one particular photo shoot. I think all the other photo shoots I've done have been with Franklin. My birthday shoots, we used to try and do twice a year shoots so that we have photos for, what do you call them, content, all those pictures that you see for my DP, for my this. That's Franklin. Thank you so much. And Israel might be here quiet. Israel is responsible for everything website, everything IT. Those of you who click on almost any link, it is Israel that created that link. Israel is the one who ensures that we collect data when people go register on a website. Is one, if you try to register and it's not working, it is Israel that is going to fix it. Israel, they said they can't register. They have been clicking on the link, it's not working. It's like, oh, man, I'm on it. And Israel is the oldest. Israel has been with me longest. I think Israel has been with me 6 years now. I think so. Like play. Israel, is it 6 years? Is it 2015? I think it's 2015 or that. So that will make it 7 years if I'm not mistaken. Thereabouts. All the movements and the websites, making sure you can buy this book or that. That's Israel. I just want to say thank you. And Israel is Kingsley Ime's younger brother. Kingsley Ime is one of my dearest mentees. My male mentee number one, if I dare say so. I just want to thank you all for being a blessing in my life. I'm sitting here comfortable, happy, resilient. I am sitting here without a worry because of you all and what you do with your whole heart. In fact, sometimes I'm the one who slows people down. There are things you want to do. Oh my gosh, we went out for an event yesterday. Nancy was busy, photos, videos, creating content. At the point I said, Nancy, leave this thing, enjoy yourself. Tenny is performing. Tenny was there at Style Plus, and we danced and we had fun. And I'm grateful that amidst all of this work, we still have time to just have fun. So thank you all so much. That's how I feel right now. And I just had to express my gratitude. And those ones behind the scenes that may not be with me every day, but you still make things happen. Jennifer Dafwat, Olabisi, I know that I still call on you sometimes. I need help to do something in Abuja. So Olabisi, yeah, quick, run and help me do this. Thank you so much. Thank you. Our interns who were with us earlier in the year, Joy and oh my gosh, I'm looking at his face right now. Michael, and what's his name now? Our students that was in Footmina, that was so committed. Let me check his name now. Oh my gosh, Joseph, of course, Joseph, yes, Joseph. You all are blessed. God bless you, increase you, strengthen you where you are. I don't think I've left out any name. No, I don't think I've left out any name. No. Thank you. So today we're jumping into chapter 14. I think just before we jump into 14, yesterday we talked about energizing somebody with your words. No, that was 2 days ago, encouraging somebody. Yesterday, Ella came, talked to us about being careful about what we're listening to, who we're keeping around. That was like the major takeaway amongst many other things that we took from the book of wisdom and of course from her interpretations. Then today, just to mention, maybe because it's how I feel, please take a moment right now, just write down 2 or 3 names that you just need to send a message of thank you to for the year, for being a part of your year, for being a part of your life, even though you might not have seen them in 4 years, but they did something that was absolutely amazing for you. Please send a message of thanksgiving. That day of encouragement, oh, Chinyere sent me a voice note. She said you said we should send encouragement to people. So I just want to encourage you. And she sent me a 2-minute something voice note, I think, or 3 minutes or something, voice note to encourage me. And I was so grateful for that. Thank people around you, encourage them, appreciate them. That's part of WISER. That's part of being wise. That's the more we stay around places of gratitude, the more energy we have. It's more difficult to get a grateful person to be in a bad mood. It's more when you are able to see things to be grateful for every day, it's more difficult for you to be in a mood that is sour. Is that the word? Yes, you are more likely going to be in a happier mood. So it's even in your enlightened self-interest, but it's not only because of your self-interest. It's because of also the sunshine that it will bring into the lives of those people. So chapter 14, today, a way that leads to hell. Lady Wisdom is still speaking to us. We're using the Message translation today. We're using the Message translation today. Somebody said I look quite pretty this morning. Oh my gosh. Oh I'm blushing. conclusion. Okay. Lazy wisdom builds a beautiful home. Sir Fool comes along and tears it down brick by brick. Foolishness is a destroyer. So in all our getting, we want to get wisdom, we want to get understanding so that we are built up and we don't destroy all that we have put together. An honest life shows respect for God. A degenerate life is a slap in his face. An honest life is appreciative of all that God has done, whether the person is doing it out of allegiance to God or whether they're just doing it because it's right. God is respected by it. God is honored by it. That's why some people who are atheists, for example, as much as they don't believe in God, they're doing things that please God. Some, those who are honest, right? They're honest because they're honest. They're not doing it because of anything they think they stand to benefit, because they don't even believe in higher power or God and all of that rewards from a higher being. They're just doing it because it's right. And guess what? God is honored by it, whether they acknowledge him or not, right? So out of respect, we want to be honest. Out of respect, we want to be honest so that we don't put a slap in his face. And if you put a slap on someone's face, they're usually going to fight back, right? Frivolous talk provokes a derisive smile. Wise speech evokes nothing but respect. Nothing but respect. When I read this earlier, I was like, wow, nothing. Wise speech will only increase your respect. And so I said to myself, Joyce, in our lives, in my life, we are going to be committed 100% to wise speech. Now, let me take a moment and step aside here concerning public speaking and presentation skills. Someone was saying the other day that he thought I was just a motivational speaker, something. I said, I am a motivational speaker, and let me tell you why. The moment you become recognizably successful at anything you do, people will want to hear from you. If you're a successful coach, today, in today's world, it's almost always been that way, but in today's world, it's even multiplied. You're a successful business person of any sort. You're successful in hair business, in food business, in cybersecurity business, in in cleaning business, in whatsoever business you do, and people know you're successful, they would want to hear from you. They would want to ask you how you did it. What are your challenges? If you are not doing this, what will you do? Or how can I grow? You have turned to motivational speaker. Hello. The moment you are successful at anything and people recognize it, including being successful as a teacher, as a parent, as a Nigerian, as a politician, whatever it is you're successful at, and people can see it and recognize, they will want to put you on a pedestal to speak. So it is no longer acceptable. It is not the wise thing to do not to prepared for public speaking as you grow successfully. It is actually, allow me to use the word like wisdom. It is foolishness not to be ready. Remember, your wise speech will bring honor, respect. People will love it. So be ready for it. I get called by some people and who are in certain positions, and they're like, Joyce, but it's not my thing. And I'm like, please, can you keep quiet for a moment? I'm saying it, that's not how I say it to them, or I'm just saying it here. Like, how are you not aware that people will want to hear from you now that you're successful? So to everyone who hasn't seen it in that light, that's your truth. The moment you are successful at something, you've hosted an event 10 times, you have had 6 children, guess what? They want to hear from you. That's on the one hand. Then you're going to certain events where people who respect you will be in attendance. And you will look at the program of events, or well, it's not your event, you're going to attend a book launch, for example, or you're going to attend somebody's baby dedication, right? And you are invited, you're a successful person, and you're heading there. You get there, you see the program, opening prayer, this, that, goodwill messages, all of that. And your name is not written anywhere. Let me laugh first. Please be advised, you might be called to anchor or to officiate one of those items written on the program. Why? You are successful. They might just come and whisper to you, Ma, please, can you lead us in the opening prayer? Why? You are successful. That's not the time to say, me? Why? No. It's because of who you are. It's because of how much you've achieved. The higher you go, the more people will want to hear your voice. Be ready. I am saying it now with every sense of responsibility. The universe will give you more responsibility just because you have handled your success well. Because you've handled the little, as it were, that you've been given, you will now be given more. They will say, Ma, please. So from now, start preparing perhaps maybe a standard opening prayer or the kind of opening prayer you would want to give anywhere. If you need to write it down, guess what? That is called diligence. That is a diligent move. Go and write down the kind of prayer you want to say. I used to, maybe now I'm used to it, so I don't have it written. I used to have a standard opening prayer. And in 2015, I was asked to take the opening prayer at an event, a corporate event. And so I brought out that opening prayer. And while I told everybody, oh, heads bowed, I read it. I was reading it from the notes on my phone. And 2 people came to me during the event, I think during tea break or something, to say that your prayer was excellent. I've told those people to ensure you are at our next event as our MC, and please, we want that same prayer. Wonderful. Then the person who hired me for the event called me and said, oh, somebody has just told me that your prayer has gotten them. They want you to. I prepared the prayer because I knew that as it will come with the territory. So prepare opening prayer. Prepare opening remarks. Know what opening remarks stands for, or welcome remarks. What is the meaning? Opening remarks will do 3 things. It will welcome people, it will tell us what to expect, and possibly how we can be involved with the program. You can Google it, or you buy my book, what's it called? Before You Speak, how to read this. Before You Speak just shows us things to be prepared for before you speak, including how to prepare for closing remarks, opening remarks, toast, and all of that. Look at goodwill messages. What is goodwill message about? Google it. Look for one. Copy, paste, but copyright, edit to suit yourself, and have a goodwill message there, because you might be called on, oh, sir, we're so happy that you're here today. The celebrants have just asked that, please, you should give a goodwill message. Okay, thank you. That's not, you should have told me since now. Me? No, please, you people, stop arguing with your destiny. I said what? Stop arguing with your destiny. Stop, please, right? Stop it. Stop arguing with your destiny. They say, Ma, please, we would like you to give a goodwill message very soon. They will call us up. All right, no problem. Thank you. And if you're unsure, open that your note on your phone and say, hey, what did I write? What are the elements of goodwill message? Number 1, it must be less than 3 minutes. Number 2, it should say something good about this. Okay, that's fine. Okay, where am I? Who am I? Who is the key player here? What would I say? All right. As simple as you can go up there and say, what a privilege to be asked to do this. Oh, I've known the celebrant or the celebrator. They are both correct. I've known the celebrator for 17 years. I've watched you grow, and I'm so grateful that you are here now. My desire is that you will flourish. You will do this. You will do that. You will do that. And in any way and every way that myself, my organization, my family we can be a part of your growth, we will always be here to support you. So on behalf of myself and my wife, or on behalf of myself and my organization, in fact, I'm here with 3 of my staff who, please stand up. We wish you well and we say Godspeed. Thank you so much. Hey, guess what, people? Stop arguing with your destiny. Go and learn how to give goodwill message. Oh, sir, please, our something panel moderator is not here. Please, can you just sit in for the moderator? Moderator, hey, no, now you shouldn't do this to me. I just did. If you don't know, ask, what does the moderator do? And they say it's to steer the conversation during the panel. Okay, what's the panel about? It's difficult. They will give you a topic that you know absolutely nothing about. They are asking you because they know you have been interacting with this kind of information. Oh, the topic is about preparing. The topic is about using our success and celebrity status to drive political awareness. Okay, fantastic. They know you are a very successful businessman who in recent times has made 1 or 2 comments about the political atmosphere. Oh, fantastic. Thank you. So I will be steering the conversation around this. Fantastic. So who are my speakers? They said, oh, Joyce Daniels will be one of them. She's a budding politician, great. This other person will be there. Georgie Collis-Piff will also be there. Ella Umachi will be there, and they'll be talking about this. Okay, fantastic. Where are they? And you say 3 of them. Can you call them to the side and let's just have a tete. All right. And they say, give us 3 minutes. These people, okay, tell them to meet me just outside that door. I'll stand right there in the hallway or in the foyer before the restrooms. All right. I'm going there right now. Thank you. So you go there. Oh, nice to meet you all. I just wanted us to be acquainted before we go up stage. My name is this. I know I was not the initial person to moderate, but now we're going to have a great time together. These are the kinds of questions I would ask you, just so that you know. The topic is this, the topic. So I would ask you things about how you did this. I understand you are a celebrity and this and that. And okay, I understand you're this. Okay, so let's have fun. And they say we're going to be speaking for just 35 minutes. So please, I plead with you, keep your answers very quick so that I don't put us in an embarrassing situation where I'm cutting into you. So try and be prompt. Thank you so much. Do you have any questions for me? Okay, I don't have your bios and I don't want to be put under pressure as to how to introduce you. So here's what we'll do. When we get up there, I would ask you to take 1 moment. If the MC does not introduce you, in fact, let's find out. Where's the MC? Nancy, come over here. Yes. Kingsley, come. Yes. Do you have their bios? Are you introducing them? Or you don't? That's fine. Not a problem at all. That's not the time to say, hey, you don't have their bios. What? Okay, no problem. So I would ask each of you to introduce yourselves for just 1 minute. Tell us not just your name, but tell us something about you that links to this topic. We're talking about using celebrity status to promote the political awareness. Something. So yes, you're a musician, but how does that link to politics? You're a musician, do you understand? Yes. So and if you don't have any, so just tell us something about it, something interesting that the audience may not know already. Thank you all. I understand we'll be going up in about 15 minutes. Let me go and get my water to drink. See you soon. All right. Cheers. Guess what? Look, this life is not that hard. Stop arguing with your destiny by being unprepared. The more successful you are, the more people will want you to speak. And what is wisdom saying here? Wise speech evokes nothing but respect. Your respect will multiply. So you're going to speak before a panel. You're going for an interview. You're going for an interview. You're going to a panel. Prepare your wise points. Prepare how to disagree agreeably. Prepare all of those things. Go for the training. And practice it in your everyday life. The other day, somebody called me to say they needed a contact for an elocutionist. I gave them the contact and I said, yes, improve the way you speak. I still need to improve the way I speak. Do it, even though it's not the most thing. What's that word? Don't say I'm not a speaker, so it doesn't matter to me. It matters to you because in the wisdom of your speech, you will evoke respect that can be translated to currency in other areas of your life. There are people who have had certain doors opened for them just because of how they communicated here and there. Don't say it is not your priority. It is your priority. Can I get an amen? Verse 4 says, no cattle, no crops. A good harvest requires a strong ox for the plow. No strength, no work. No health. So cattle are the ones who pull the plow. So if there's no cattle to pull the plow, there would be no planting. The plow is what helps farmers, well, in not every sense, but in this typical farming scenario of the Israelites of that time, they needed cattle. So now it's like saying no equipment, no crops, no farm tools, no crops, no farmers, no crops, no person, no business, no person, no governance, no strength. They say a good harvest requires a strong ox. The goodness, the strength, the capacity of your harvest will depend on the strength of you, how healthy you are, how educated you are, how good you are. I can tell to a large extent, we all can tell that some people will get stuck in certain parts of their lives because they are not strong ox enough for that harvest they seek. Somebody says, oh, I want to run this show that will do this and do that and do this. Fantastic. You have a right to have a big dream, sweet dream, whatever. Now I ask you, have you been able to write up at least 10 of your scripts, or even if it's 2 of your scripts for your show? And you say script, write script for my show. Yeah. No, I'm not writing script too. We'll just wing it like that. Okay. So who is your producer? Who is going to help you ensure? You said that this show is going to go global. You may not have a producer now, but who is going to help you ensure that flow, the sequencing? I go sequence. What sequence? Yeah. You mean I should go and bring somebody who will be producing me and waste my money on all these people for what I can do? Me, I'll just put it like that. Just use my phone app. There's one app on my phone like that. I will just put it like that, and put it there. Okay, that's fine. Then I ask, on what platforms are you going to be speaking to people? On WhatsApp. On WhatsApp. Yeah. Anywhere else? No, just on WhatsApp. The whole world. Okay, because WhatsApp, they have said that WhatsApp is the tool of virality. Okay. Are you going to put anything on YouTube? YouTube. No. YouTube. YouTube is for all these people who are just trying to feel like something. No, we are just gonna. Your show is very likely going to do well. It's very likely going to spread. 2 challenges you might have. The flow might not be as smooth because you didn't get a professional producer to know how to do the job of production. And weeks, years, months later, you might not have any reference point to that because it has gone on WhatsApp everywhere. Everybody has seen that and may have forgotten. But if somebody wants to find it and go back to it, they may not be able to find it because it's not on a platform that you can find things like YouTube. Meanwhile, a year down the line, you want to refer somebody to your program and they say, where is it? And you say, wait, let me scroll down. It's in that my folder. I will send it to you on WhatsApp. Let me find it. Whereas you could have just gone, copy the link and say, this is it. Take it. Because we also realize that more people will get to see this on YouTube like this rather than on Facebook. There are some people who are not on Facebook and for the lives of themselves will never get on Facebook just because they don't want to be there. But with a click, they can see it on where? YouTube. The harvest requires a strong ox. The harvest requires someone who has studied, who is strong intellectually and possibly physically. When I hear people say, I was speaking with somebody some weeks ago and she was just going on and on. And this was, I think she was like the third or fourth person that was talking about it in that same manner around that period. When it comes to exercise and all these things, I'm just lazy. I'm just eating and enjoying. I can't even. And I'm like, I wish you understand. I didn't say this on that call because I wasn't in that space. I was like, I wish you understand how the strength and presence of your body every day, weight loss or not, has to do with the quality of your harvest. The sharpness of thoughts that you can encounter just because of the kinds of hormones that have been released into your brain in a certain day. Even when you go for surgery, some doctors will tell you, you know what, I'm going to place you on this kind of diet and exercise for the next 2 weeks before your surgery, just so that your body is ready to aid your healing. You are so unfit that if we do your surgery now, it will take you so long to heal. So we want your body to be ready for trauma, the trauma we're about to bring with this surgery. So go and start exercising so that your body starts giving its best. A good harvest requires a strong ox. I've said it times without number. Check people who are very successful at what they do. They have studied something somehow, whether it is in an orthodox school or they went through some sort of capacity building apprenticeship. Many of them are physically fit, or they do things to help them stay sharp, which sometimes are not healthy. Some of them engage in smoking weed, and they will tell you, when I take my weed, my thought is so clear. But my point is they are usually engaged in something that strengthens them for production. So you're going to school, you're hanging out with a new set or class of people that make you stronger mentally, physically. You're engaging in exercise. It's about the strength of the ox for the plow that will generate good harvest. You want to have good harvest by the time you're 50, 60, you will do the work now. Wisdom will require you do the work now. A good harvest requires a strong ox for the plow. So if you have staff who work with you, it is in the best interest of your harvest to train them, to love them, to empower them. Besides salaries, once in a while, sponsor something for them that makes them stronger. Be there for them, sometimes outside work. Know what's happening in their families. Sometimes encourage them about life. Sometimes gather them and teach them things that have nothing to do with work directly, but will make them stronger people. Because a good harvest requires a strong ox for the plow. And these are the people we call co-laborers in the vineyard for harvest. So when I hear people, which I have heard a lot in the past, and I don't think I've heard that recently, but in the past, we're like, now come and train these people and tomorrow they will leave you. I would rather work with people that I invest in to be trained so that while they're on my farm, we together create a good harvest, than to have people who are untrained who will still leave and they keep destroying my harvest. What I stand to gain is so much more if I invest training in them. And guess what? Anywhere they go, there will be blessings to the world, which is part of our mantra. Be fruitful, multiply, carry the blessing that I have trained you. Go and be fruitful wherever you go. It's always going to be a testament to me. And whether they ever come back to say thank you or not is never the issue. I have multiplied and replenished the earth with God's goodness. Carry it and go. I remembered when I listened to Mr. Ibuku and Woshika 2015 or 2016, we all sat together. Tara Fela Doroto, he called us, some of us are her mentees, or maybe 20 of us or so, and we sat in a room with Ibuku and Woshika. She said, let me share my mentor with you. And she was spitting these nuggets of wisdom. And I was just so happy that I shared some of those things. And she said people were saying to her, you spend so much training your staff. And what was constantly happening to her was she would train her people in her security business. Then she had these security doors, which she still has the business of security doors, and she would train them, send them to Italy, do some trainings. They come, they work with her sometimes 6 months, and the next thing, one big company like MTN or Co will hire them. They will move to bigger companies. And some people were like, you're always, and she said, see, the value that they bring me in the time they are with me is worth it. And wherever they carry it to, a candle loses nothing by lighting another. And guess what? Many times they leave because they want a better salary, they want more job security, they want to be in a bigger organization. The pride of working with such a big organization than with her, whose company name was not so big or something. Some people might call it a one-man business, because you know how, if it's not an institution that is massive, it's called a one-man business, even when it is not a one-man business, right? Oh, they would move. And many of times they will move and they realize that the kinds of interaction and opportunities for growth they had with her, they don't have here. And sometimes they will come back and still want to be around her and say things like, Ma, thank you so much for all. So has she lost anything? No. So she can even look at all those organizations and be glad, grateful, and proud that because of her, the funnel into some of those organizations were being fed with qualified people. That's the kind of life I want. Yeah, that is the kind of life I want. That I can look at the world and say, yes, I like this person passed through my hand, see how she's flourishing here. This person passed through me, see him flourishing here. Father, I'm grateful. I have been fruitful. I've multiplied. I've replenished. Yes, my day has been done. Hey. And at that time, whether I need it or not, I can say, Lord, how about you give me some reward for this? This is kind of reward I want here and there. It's okay to ask. Ask and ye shall receive. You have not because you ask not. You ask and you don't get, possibly because you ask wrongly. So Lord, today give me a gift. I've done this so many times. Lord, just give me a gift today to just make me feel all right, to give me a pat on my back for the work I've done with all the people you have allowed pass through me, and I've taken care of them on one level or the other. So this is between me and you, God. It's just between me and you. I'm not going to call any of them and say, have you come to visit me? I hate all those kind of things. 6 months, you've not even sent me a message. Look, let me tell you, please, anybody here who has my number and you've ever been in touch with me, don't ever in your life for one day come and say, Ma, please don't be angry with me. I know I've not sent you a message the last 1 year. I don't care for that. I just care for your growth and your job. Look, I don't keep record of who has called me in 3 months. Some people start, Ma, I'm sorry. I've not called you in 2 years. I've been a bad girl. Don't do it with me, please. Look, please don't do it with me. I'm begging you. If you need something and I'm the person that has what you need, come to me and go straight. Please, I prefer straight to the point. Hi, ma'am. How are you? Please, I would like to ask about this. Don't start with, how are you, ma? Are you fine? Long time. How is your family? Look, my family is fine. I'm fine. We are great. Go straight to the point. You know, some people will come and say, hello, ma. Then they'll wait for me to respond after 3 days and say, oh, hello. And they'll now say, how are you, ma? No, please don't do that to me. Look, it irks me. It's a time waster. For me, some other people might like it. Me, I'm telling Joyce Daniels, I don't have any respect for it. In fact, guess what? I might look at it as this person is not serious. I might see your hello, ma. Hi, ma. How are you? And I'm moving on like, is that? So you might better come and say, hello, ma. How are you? I just wanted to check on you and make sure you're okay. Best wishes for the week. Now I know that was your mission. And I finish and I'll say, oh, thank you so much. God bless. Or I respond with a voice note. Bye. Or hello, ma. Hope all is well. Please, I would like to ask if you can do this, I might see it, and then when I'm settled, like George will always say that, be patient with Joyce on WhatsApp, because yes, I know that times I do not respond on time. I try not to be attached with my phone. I don't always see messages. Sometimes I get on WhatsApp, I go straight to the group I want to get information from. I might go straight to my PDP, Edo Central, or PDP. I might just go straight there, look at this, and I'm out. And I saw messages, sometimes 170 messages waiting, and I didn't look because at that time, what I needed was to get this information and out. And yes, sometimes I just want to put something on my status. Yes, I like to put things on my status. Oh, let me even put this photo, this and that. I'll just put them and I leave and I've not checked them. Yes, that's me. But when I see it, I will respond. Please. You can also give me a missed call just so that you pull my attention to it. My village people are fine. You can even just go straight to, hello, ma'am, good afternoon. Are you free on the 14th of this? We would like you to speak. That's what I love. Not how are you? How's your family? Are you well? Did you sleep well? I slept well. The angels of God watch over me. I am always energetic. I know myself in Christ. Look, I am fine. I know you care for me. Go straight to the point. Oh my word, a good harvest requires a strong ox for the plow. So say with me where you are, whether you type it in the chat or not. I am strong. I am the strong ox, myself and my team, myself and my family. If the harvest that I intend to have from my generations will be the kind of harvest that I seek, then I will invest in my children. I will invest in the domestic staff that work with me. I will love them, care for them, send them to school if necessary, because they are part of the oxen that plow my field and will give us good harvest in future. I used to wonder why my mom used to be so particular about checking the housemaids who used to work with us. Sometimes I felt she was too much, but guess what? She had to protect her investments because we are the ox that plow her family. We are the children who will give her the harvest in future, right? So it's okay to ensure that your domestic staff are well cared for, even besides salary. It's okay sometimes to get involved in their personal life. I think the point about this has been made. So do it. We need to be strong for the harvest to be great. So think of all the areas of your life that need strengthening, from your physical body to your mental state. Some people, I think the point has been made. Let's move on. Verse 5 says, a true witness never lies. A false witness makes a business of it. My lies are up for the highest bidder. If you want me to lie for you, what do I get in return? So let's stick with being the true witness that would always say truth. Cynics look high and low for wisdom and never find it. The open-minded find it right on their doorstep. So who are cynics? I'm opening my Google dictionary again. I think we talked about this last year or 2 years ago. I think I remember talking about cynicism and cynics at WISER. A person who believes that people are motivated purely by self-interest rather than acting for honorable or unselfish reasons. So there is somebody called Cup. The person's name is what? Cup. C-U-P. I know it's not Cup. It's Cup. Yes. So this person's name is Cup. And if you come and say, hello, Mr. Cup or Mrs. Cup or Ms. Cup, may I be of service to you? They look at you and they're thinking, what does this one want from me now? Miss Cup, oh, your dress is so lovely. Thank you. This one that you're liking my dress, what do you need from me? Cynic. Oh, Miss Cup, we have this advertising plan that could be used for your business, and I understand you have it. What's in it for you? How much are you making from this deal? So I'm one of those cows you want to lead to the slaughter that would help you become richer, right? See, look, forget these Nigerians or anybody who is coming to try and do something nice for you. There's something they want from you. Look, Joyce, leave that story. Leave that talk, Joyce. There is no but. Look, Nigerians, no. Look, they'll come carry your bag. It's because of the money they're expecting you to give them. They say hello to you, give you compliments, tell you how nice your hair is. It's because they want something from you. Look, I don't do that. The other day, this person came, she was talking about, oh, this, that. I just told her to hang it there because she wants to use me. I know them, I know these things. She just wants to use me to grow her brand. No, I'm not a party to things like that. I wouldn't be associated with people users. And that's what we have all over the place, all over the place. They just want to use us. Cynics will look high and low for wisdom. They won't find it because they can't look beyond the veil. But somebody who is open-minded, oh, you came to see me? Oh, yes, how? Okay, it's open. Okay, tell me about that. Oh, okay, perhaps it could work. I don't think I need this now, but let's talk about this. Oh, my friend, Chiere Obasi, she was looking for this last week. Let me call Chiere. Chiere, there's somebody here who is talking about this real estate. Okay, I'll give them your contact just in case. Okay, so speak with Chiere, open-minded. Oh, open-minded. Open-minded does not mean foolish. Open-minded means willing to see, willing to accept, willing to interact, willing to engage, willing to hear, willing to ask questions. Who, what, where, when, why, how. Cynic would just see this one smiling. Why is she smiling at me for? That Joyce, she was just smiling at me. Oh. All these people smiling at you now. Next thing, they will come and tell you that they need money to support. You should come and support their campaign. If I didn't have money to support her campaign, would she be smiling at me? Somebody say, oh no, but I've always known Joyce. That's how I hear. But look, I know them. I told you. See now, she sent me a message yesterday saying I should come and support her campaign. She's running for local government chairman. She has empowerment program for widows. What's my consign with that? All that her smile was just so that she would ask. I knew it. The reason why she put WISER together like this was so that at the end of it, she can sell us something. I'm waiting for it. I've told you, I've been waiting for it. She will soon tell us we should come and buy her course. Buy something in public speaking. Didn't I tell you? That's why I wasn't listening to all she was been saying all these days. I'm telling you. 14 days, 31 days, she brought people so that at the end of it, she could tell us, come and buy. I know them, all these coaches. That's how they behave. We have entered her funnel. We're part of her sales funnel. I'm just watching. Let her be there talking. I'm looking at her. Now she said we should buy her book. Before you speak, read this so that we can become public speakers. Is that what she gathered us for at WISER? I thought she said it was to become wise. Now she said we should buy a book. I know them. I know their caliber. Escape quickly from people like that. Who are, if you find yourself around them, Ella warned us yesterday. Very soon you might find yourself using words of cynic. I'm going for this person's program. Very soon they will soon sell us. We don't enter funnel. We don't enter funnel. They go to sell us. You see now, he told us to come for his program. Toy! They know they fail. These coaches, them. After giving free program, they will now put you inside and you will pay. I say I dodge them. Be careful. Be careful. Be careful. Escape quickly from the company of fools and cynics like that. They're a waste of your time, a waste of your words. And they might rob you of opportunities to grow because they will make you more cynical. Be careful. I may get on my funnel because yeah, the funnel is very big. Be careful. Catch yourself when you're being cynical. Catch yourself when you're preempting what might not be. Get the best of value per time. And if somebody has something else to sell you, why not? So that we are open-minded enough to have the conversation. Are there bad people in the world? Yes. Are there good people? Many. Christy Bature was speaking years ago at a program. I'm sure it's over 10 years ago or so. And she said, can somebody give me a counterfeit 2,000 naira note now? And we all were looking at each other in the program. No. That was a long, over 10 years. And she said, the only reason why you can't give me a counterfeit 2,000 naira note is because there is no original. That's why even if you give me something you put up together as a 2000, you won't even do it and say take. But you can counterfeit a 1,000 naira note because there is an original to copy from. So don't be so careful of collecting counterfeits. Meanwhile, there is original 1,000 everywhere. The moment somebody gives you, you're looking, is this one counterfeit? The counterfeits, honestly, are usually fewer in circulation than the original. Well, depending on the thing we're referring to. The original is there somewhere. That's why they could counterfeit it, they could copy it. So don't say things like everybody. It's not everybody. The good ones are there. The counterfeits are only trying to look like the good. I'll never forget that illustration she used. I think it was just so profound. Escape quickly from the company of fools. They're a waste of your time, a waste of your words. People who you want to argue whether you're obedient or you are batified or you're articulated. You know that these arguments will not end. You will argue for the next 30 minutes. In the place of argument, nobody shifts ground. Please take that. In the place of arguments, nobody shifts ground. People might shift ground in the place of debates and conversations, but never in the place of argument. What's the difference? Argument, like Dale Carnegie will say, is 90% emotion, 10% nonsense. 90% emotion because you are angry, you are agitated, that's not the place of reason. Conversation is when emotions are in check. Usually you're having a good time and you're just talking. 3 days ago, see what happened. That, oh, really? I've never even seen it from that point of view, because you were not arguing, you were conversing. So, in the place of arguments, nobody shifts grounds. Know that. But when you're conversing with evidence, with data, people are more likely to listen and possibly, not guaranteed, but possibly have another think. You see that phrase we say, you have another think coming. We used to say, we have another thing coming. You have another thing coming. But the correct thing is you have another think coming. Because of, don't talk to me that way, else I'll show you have another think coming. You will think again. What's the data? What are the kinds of questions? Yesterday I was having a conversation with someone and she said, oh, this, that about this person. And I said, oh, that she saw it in the news. I said, what did the news quote? Who said what in that news? She's like, oh, okay, they didn't really say. They just said this. And I go, we were going to get into an argument. So I rather gave her points to think on, so she would have another think coming. I said, was there any photo to substantiate that meeting? She said, no. Did they quote a name that this person was the part of the envoy sent on the mission? She said, no. And I said, so think about it. So what's the evidence that that meeting actually took place? Because usually when these people meet, they will show a photo that, oh, this person and that person met. And she was like, oh, yeah. An argument was about to ensue, but we gave more ground for thinking. And if you don't have the ground to make the other person think, that's the best time to keep quiet. Else, you enter an argument where tensions will increase, emotions will be all over the place. In fact, better, you guess what? Both of you might start looking at each other like this one, that one. Can you imagine? At that time, wisdom will just say, walk away. It's a waste of your time, because what is the element of foolishness? There was no evidence in the conversation. There was no truth in the conversation. You are now a fool for constantly engaging with a fool. Let's move to verse 8. Okay. But then again, that's not you, right? That's not us. We are wiser. We are what? Wiser. The wisdom of the wise keeps life on track. The foolishness of fools lands them in the ditch. The stupid ridicule right and wrong, but a moral life is a favored life, which favors what? Right. The person who shuns the bitter moment of friends will be an outsider at their celebrations, I always say, take this with caution, Joyce. So yes, I hear people say that one, when my father died, she didn't come for the burial. When my wife this, she did. When my husband did, that child that this. So today I want to do party, and she now says she's like, I beg, I beg, I beg, I beg. Be careful. It's very likely, wisdom is saying that this is the typical thing. People who notice will keep you away if you're only around when things are good. When things are bad, you're nowhere to be found. That's natural. That's normal. So to us who are wiser, we can give excuses for people. We can make excuses for them. Oh, well, she didn't come. Maybe she didn't know how to handle the discomfort of being around me since she heard I got divorced, or since she heard my husband died, or since she heard my child died. So now she's here. That's fine. Good to see you. Welcome. Maybe she even called and I forgot. She might have been there. I didn't see. Right? We can grow to the point where we make excuses for people. Maybe she thought at that time she should support me. She didn't have money, or he didn't have money to give me, so they stayed away. Now I'm celebrating. That's the one way. Another way can also be nobody. This is what I say to myself all the time. Nobody goes to actively pluck fruits from a tree that doesn't have ripe fruits. They wait until the fruits are ripe, and then that's when they come to pluck. So when they come around you when you are successful, duh, say with me, duh, it's because you are. Success has many brothers, sisters, friends, parents. Failure is an orphan. It's friendless. So these are the two sides. This is the natural disposition to people who are not around you when you're down. This is the wiser, educated way to approach it. That it's because I'm flourishing that people will gather. If sugar no pour, ants no go come here. They say it's easier to catch flies by using honey than to use a swab. If you want to catch flies, pour honey, or not honey, pour something, I think it's honey or something. Pour what will attract them. All of them will come. Then you tie the bag and throw them away if you want to catch them. But if you're always just using electricity, and they will be running away. It's attractive. Success is attractive. So you be ready. You that's saying you want to be successful. Not that people will come, not that they're now gathering me because I'm successful. Didn't you know before that they will gather you, not that you're successful? How comes you didn't know? Hello? Verse 11. Lives of careless wrongdoing are run down shacks. When you're constantly making all the errors. Holy living builds soaring cathedrals. I think the point has been made about it. There's a way of life that looks harmless. Look again. It leads straight to hell. Sure, those people appear to be having a good time, but all that laughter will end in heartbreak. They are always changing figures, cheating people. They look like they're okay. They are hitting, they are hammering, they are scoring. What's that word when you cheat somebody and you score big? Yes, then they hammer, all those kind of things. But be careful. It looks harmless now. Oh. A mean person gets paid back in meanness. A gracious person in grace. I want to be paid with grace. I constantly want to be paid in grace. So how about I become more gracious? How about I learn about graces and how to extend graces and graciousness to people, so that I'm also paid in grace. It's what I want. And it won't come by fighting. It will just be graceful, and people will be graceful back. The gullible believe anything they are told. The prudent sift and weigh every word. Now, we are prudent, not cynical. So we ask questions. There's a difference. Cynical is you believe there's a bad intention to it. Prudent is that you are asking questions to get the most value from it. So we are no longer gullible. They tell you this, okay, yes, these are, no. Ask questions, sift, check, weigh. That's what wise people do. They check, they weigh, they sift. They don't just take everything hook, line, sinker. They ask questions and decide which part of the journey would be taken. So I ain't a gullible nobody. Neither am I cynical. I'm just prudent to ask questions and to know the direction we're going. The wise watch their steps, they sift, right? And avoid evil. They ask questions. Fools are headstrong, reckless. You tell them jump, they have jumped. We all make mistakes. Please, WISER is not meant to make anybody feel bad for the mistakes we have made. We have made some terrible mistakes because we even thought we asked questions. And well, sometimes some things bad just happen. Some of us have lost money, lost relationships, lost something in health because maybe we didn't do enough due diligence. It's okay. We forgive ourselves. We get better. We get better. So don't use WISER to now be a cane that is flogging yourself and punishing yourself. Please stop it. We are better than that. We learn, we forgive ourselves, we move. Somebody say we move. The hot-headed do things they'll later regret. They want to fight everybody. They want to show everybody who they are. They want to give a piece of their mind. The cold-hearted get the cold shoulder. That's not us. The foolish dreamers live in a world of illusion. They dream so big, but they forget to look at the plans and the details and the reality attached. Wise realists plant their feet on the ground to do the work. The fools will tell you, I want to build this city. Or I remember this gentleman who used to tell us about his vision sometime. And that was years ago, like 1999, 2000, 2001. He would tell us this, that. And I would ask him, and I wasn't trying to make him look bad. I was just curious. Oh, these things you want to do, how are you going to do it? And he would just say, no, God will help it. God will. And I didn't have all this knowledge I have now, but I just felt there was something off with those responses. I hadn't seen him engage actively with his feet planted on the ground to make it work. He just kept on opening his book to show us his dreams. I'm like, of course, 20 odd years later, it hasn't happened because he wasn't planted and grounded to know that some things take time. He would say, oh, within 5 years, this would this. I'm like, he's like telling me that this your baby, you're pregnant right now. You're telling me that this your baby that you're about to give birth to be in university in the next 6 years. Kai, it doesn't used to happen like that. The child at 6 years will be in nursery school. That university, all things being well and nice, will be in the next 18 to 19 years. Yeah. So, and there's nothing wrong with it. That is the time of life. That's the right time. Yes, I know there's some geniuses who are in university at 11 and 12. We've heard of them. They are very few. And not all the time, but the few that I have checked on, there's always something tends to be missing. There's something that has been missed. And many times when they are older, they try and go back in time to get that thing that was missed, that was missing from their childhood. So I don't even know that that's the way I want my child to go, that at 12 I want her or him to be in university. No, I would like them to be in university at age 20, when they're mature, when they're able to handle other decisions besides academics, because university is a place that requires life skills that only academics will never guarantee. And I need that, but that's a conversation for another time. So wise realists plant their feet on the ground. Eventually, evil will pay tribute to good. Don't forget this. I think wisdom has said this in almost every chapter. The wicked will respect God loyal people at the end of the day, regardless of how well they seem to be doing. An unlucky loser is shunned by all, but everyone loves a winner. So if you failed before, I've heard some people say, Joyce, even my family members, they're not really interacting with me right now. I say, it's because you failed. So what? Do you want them to interact with you? She said, yes. Succeed. That's the answer. As simple as that. The moment you start succeeding, who was it that I was speaking with a few days ago that was saying, oh, her parents, her family members, this and that, this how they're. I said, success has brothers and sisters. This thing that you are wanting comes with success. They're your family members doesn't mean that they must love you through your pain, especially if they have not accepted and understood how to love you through your failure. They will run away first. That's the natural thing that might happen. This one, after 16 years, we have sent you to school, we have done this, we have done that, you still no good. I beg, go and sit down somewhere. It's normal. So just you go and succeed. Put your feet on the ground. and understand how to succeed. The moment they start seeing you do well, Papilo, we always knew you would make us proud. That same person who used to conk your head when you were playing football outside, now that you have started playing for Ajax or someone, they say, Papilo, hey, we knew that one day you are gonna make us proud. That's not the time to be angry with anybody. That's the time to be grateful that you have finally gotten to the place of success and your family sees it. And so embrace them and love them. I wish I could say that all families will love you through your pain. All spouses and people will love you through your pain. All friends will love you through your pain. It's just not realistic. But they will love you through your success. So when they come around knowing you're successful, it's okay. It's okay. Don't start sifting. This one was not there for me. I remember when I failed before, she could not even talk to me. Move. It's criminal to ignore a neighbor in need. Wow. Criminal. Whoa. Not just bad, it's criminal. But compassion for the poor, what a blessing. What a blessing. This season that is upon us, this end of life season, end of the year season, Christmas, this is a time that many of us save toward showing compassion for the poor. It can be a way of life, It's what a blessing. Whether they are poor in spirit, they're poor in finance, they're poor in compassion. What a blessing. Your neighbor in need, they're going to school, their car breaks down, it will cost you like 25 minutes. But if you take them and drop them off on your way to work, that's a blessing, even though it might cost you 25 minutes. If you can, help. Don't just say, everybody get wahala for this life. Don't be this Nigeria. I think they'll be all right, Joe. Weigh it. Isn't it obvious that conspirators lose out while the thoughtful win love and trust eventually? Even if it's not so obvious, wisdom has said it to us almost every day. Let's take it. Thoughtful will win love and trust eventually. Hard work always pays off. Mere talk puts no bread on the table. After talking the talk, Biko, do what? Work the work. The wise accumulate wisdom, the fools get stupider by the day. Souls are saved by truthful witness and betrayed by the spread of lies. Before you click on that forwarded as received, copied, please be sure that it is not part of the lie that you are spreading. Can you imagine this person did this? Let me share it in my WhatsApp group. Sometimes you don't know it's a lie, so you will lose nothing by not sharing. And if you must share, confirm. The fear of God builds up confidence and makes a world safe for your children, for us and our generations. The fear of God is a spring of living water, so you won't go off drinking from poisoned wells. The mark of a good leader is loyal followers. Leadership is nothing without a following. Leadership is not about coercion, making sure people follow you by force. Ensuring if people don't come to work at 10 a.m., I will leave you. Leadership is when they call you to say, Ma, sir, I'm unable to get there at 10, please. But I will deliver everything on my to-do for today. Please, may I just... this is where you come in and you make excuses and you say, okay, well, yes, everybody's supposed to come to work, but this person has said they can't. Then you might standardize it. You might now make it part of the standard operating procedures and say 2 days a week, you're allowed to work from home. So all those other things people want to do, make sure it fits into the, but 3 days a week, I want to see you in office because the evidence shows me that when you're in office, at the office, you generate more. But then again, is that true? Have you really looked at the evidence? Or are you just going on an assumption because you know that staff are supposed to come to the office? Are they really more productive when they are here? Have you done a test? Have you done a test with them in the know to say for this month we're going to test it to see whether we're more productive when we're out or here so that we know what to change? That's the open-minded that are ready to interact, not the cynical that say, this one's Gen Z. All these private school young children of nowadays, all these Indomie generation, you tell them to work from home, they'll be giving you. It's not quite true. Not all of them behave that way. There are some people who are badly behaved, but some people are committed to diligence as a way of life. So don't be cynical and group everybody and say Gen Z, all these 20-year-olds, and so then be. Don't try that. You hurt yourself. You hurt yourself. Rather say, let's test. First we try, then we trust. That's from the movie called Entrapment. Oh, I love that movie. What's his name? Sean Connery and the beautiful Catherine Zeta-Jones. First we try, then we trust. Test it. Experiment with it. That's what wise people do, so that you can have a following, not a group of coerced laborers who, when you are not there, will drop your work. No. Slowness to anger makes for deep understanding. Joyce, are you hearing? A quick-tempered person stockpiles stupidity. I forbid. Let me run away. A sound mind makes for a robust body. It shows in your body when your mind is at rest and well cared for, well nurtured. When your mind is nurtured. Somebody, that might be what you write for 2023. In 2023, I will nurture my mind. I will learn the art of meditation and all, not just as a way, something to write, but remember the strong ox is what will determine good harvest, right? But runaway emotions everywhere, angry, sad, depressed, this will corrode the bones. If you need to go and find the celebrity shrink, what's her name? Dr. Maimuna Kadiri. Please find her, Dr. Maimuna Kadiri, so she can teach you how to nurture your mind. You'll pay, because she's a trained psychologist and psychiatrist. She is a trained psychiatrist and psychologist, and she will teach you ways. She has a game that has just come up. In fact, you know what? I'll call Tina Maimuna today. I will call her today to see how I can, within the next week, see what that game is about and show you how that game will help your mind, how that game will help bonding in the family. You know, it's a new product she has, Dr. Maimuna Kadiri. She's also known as, you might check her on social media, Maimuna, Maymuna Kadiri. She's also known as the celebrity shrink. She's all about making the mind better, because the mind will determine the strength of our bones, and the strength of our bones will determine the strength of our work, which will determine the strength of our harvest. Wow, somebody say amen. You insult your maker when you exploit the powerless. When you're kind to the poor, you honor God. The evil of bad people leaves them out in the cold. The integrity of good people creates a safe space for living, whether it looks like that now or not. Lady Wisdom is at home in an understanding heart. That's where she dwells. She likes to stay in a place of understanding, somebody who questions information to improve and increase understanding. Fools never even get to say hello to wisdom. God devotion makes a country strong. You're devoted to God and his principles, not just God, you know. So that's the challenge. We were talking about it yesterday, myself and my friend Hawa, how we are so religious, but it doesn't seem to show in the things that we do, because we are not necessarily devoted to God. Many of us are devoted to religious practices. I told her of a gentleman who told us many years ago, when he hung out with an armed robbery group in somewhere in River State years ago, and he told us that before they go out on their operations, they used to pray. That they will pray first, they will sing praise and worship and pray, and then go out or pray to steal. That's not God devotion. That's religious practice. God devotion will even say, no, God has said I shouldn't do this, and you run away. God avoidance leaves people weak, because to do what God actually says sometimes is difficult. Love your neighbor as yourself. This neighbor that put their generator in a way that they smoke is always entering my house. He said I should love them. Thunder fire him. Diligent work gets a warm commendation. Shiftless work earns an angry rebuke. And if it doesn't earn an angry rebuke, it will earn a thumbs down that might show up later. Do the work that is required. So I've been at certain events where I see a master of ceremonies, and if you're in the space of media, you're a broadcaster, you see, and I'm saying this with every sense of responsibility, you see a lot of broadcasters, broadcast journalists who are asked to MC events. I'm speaking about this because I am an MC. And because you are seen speaking on TV, people just assume that you would have the energy and wherewithal to walk a crowd. They are two different things. So you see somebody who is a broadcaster come as an MC and is constantly struggling on stage because they don't know how to deal with energies of people in a room. When you are at the broadcast studio, usually it's you and your camera. The millions of people who are watching with you don't have their energy in front of you. So don't fall into that trap of saying, oh, I've been a radio person, I've been this, so at the event I can MC and just do this. I see a lot of people, I've seen many, not all, but many who are so disconnected from the audience that I'm like, what a poor job. And sometimes the person say, well, we brought this person, we thought she'll be able to do it because you've seen how well she speaks before a camera. The people in this room are not cameras. They are people with energy, with expectations, live here. So if you are such a person, go and do the diligent work so that you don't get angry rebuke. You will get good commendation. And I'm speaking about this from my own industry. Whatever industry you belong to, do the work. I thank you for staying through today, for taking the notes. I thank you also for doing the work. We've taken many points out of WISER. I say cheers. Cheers to doing the work. This is green tea for me today. Cheers to getting the work done. Cheers to getting to the end of 2023 and looking back and saying, we did it. I had determined I would do these 3 things. Now you might have written 15 things. Maybe pick 3 and say, these 3 I will fulfill. Pick 1, pick 2, pick half, but pick something. And say, this one, at the end of 2023, we will look back and say, we did it. I wrote 16 things, but I completed the 3. Cheers to it. Have a blessed day. May our light be light to the world. May our paths be good for us and others. May our grace be seen and experienced by the rest of the world. May we today be blessings to the world, even as we are blessed. Because what is my blessing for, if not but to be a blessing to others? Why am I blessed? I believe it's only for one reason: to bless others. So may myself and my blessing be a blessing to the world. I love you. Have a